Welcome everybody to Irmo, South Carolina. I am Tommy Cooper here with Spencer Ball, and we are in a packed Iceplex Stadium tonight for the Palmetto Cup. South Carolina Gamecocks versus the Clemson Tigers. And Spencer, this is going to be a good one.
It always is. It doesn't matter what sport it's in. This rivalry always brings the passion, brings the intensity, and I'm excited to see it on ice tonight.
Absolutely. You know, talking about both teams here, the Gamecocks, their last 3 games, they took a trip against Georgia Tech and won 8-0. And then following that, they lost 4-3, so splitting a road series, and then took a trip to Vanderbilt and won both of those games 9-1 and 4-2. Looking ahead for the Gamecocks, Tennessee is coming to visit next weekend, and then the Cocks will take a trip down to Florida for FAU on December 2nd and 3rd. Spencer, you want to see what Clemson does for us in the future?
And previously for the Tigers, they suffered a 2-4 defeat versus Tennessee, who's notoriously a pretty good collegiate hockey team here. But they did manage to win 2 straight against Kennesaw State, 5-2 and then 8-3. And then coming up for them, they have Georgia on November 18th and December 2nd, as well as High Point coming up on December 3rd. So that's what each side of this Palmetto Cup, what each teams have done and what they're going to see coming up here.
Absolutely, and transitioning back here to what we got going on tonight. You know, it's been a while since we've seen the Gamecocks at home here. Fall break with Coastal Carolina, so not much of a broadcast going. But going back to that Georgia game, the Gamecocks looked very defensive, very physical as well. Plenty of penalty stoppage and plenty of power plays as well.
Yeah, and one thing we noticed was the team's ability to adapt, because we saw in the first period super penalized, but they were able to get away with some physicality in the second and third, but not go to the box for it as much, and that really helped them get this offense going and come out with a win.
Absolutely. And on the other side, in the orange, the Clemson Tigers have a record of 5-2. Bit of up and down here, splitting the series with some decent teams, and then of course playing against Tennessee, who's notoriously good in this club hockey division. So a little bit of up and down. Like I said, we'll be able to see which one the Gamecocks are facing tonight.
Yeah, and the Gamecocks come into this game 10-1, so they've had a really outstanding start to the season. And one thing we mentioned in the last broadcast we've had here at the Plex is the ability of these kind of the well-rounded players in both the attacking, from the defensemen, as well as the rest of the attacking force being able to come back and defend and force the other team to turn the puck over. It's very interesting to see how they've got a lot of two-way players.
Absolutely. The Gamecocks do a very good job of having their defense play offense and vice versa. We will bring you Puck Drop shortly in just under 5 minutes here in Irmo, South Carolina.
visitors, that team from New York State, the Clemson Tigers. Of four, number 24, Herb Cup. Of four, number 18, Nick Chassain. Of four, number 9, Abe Idle. A defenseman, number 4, Charles Dubose. A defenseman, number 12, Thomas Samuelson. And in goal for the Tigers, number 31, J.D. Kearney. And now, the starting lineup for your favorite hockey school, the South Carolina. Of four, number 8, a freshman from Southern New Jersey, Jay Pushka. Of four, number 13, a senior from Situate, Massachusetts, Owen Todd. Of four, number 6, a senior from Downingtown, Pennsylvania, Mike Bolger. A defenseman, number 11, a sophomore from Hingham, Massachusetts, Ronan Wilkin. The other defenseman, number 23, a freshman from Smithfield, Rhode Island, Gamecocks, your brick wall, number 30, a senior from Wilson, New York, Leah Gore. Now, will everyone please rise and remove your hats for today's playing of the Star Spangled Banner. Gamecock Nation, I have one question for you. Are you ready? It's time for
Welcome back to the Plex in Irmo, South Carolina, with puck drop coming shortly here. Something worth noting, Spencer, that the Clemson ice hockey team has not beaten South Carolina since 2016.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, this game could mean a lot more to them. I mean, well, for both teams. Of course, the Gamecocks want to keep the streak alive. The Tigers want to break it. It's just classic hatred.
Absolutely. There's nothing that goes deeper than the Palmetto Cup hatred for each team, which means that automatically it's going to be a very, very interesting one here tonight on both sides. Puck drop coming now as the Gamecocks win that one. It goes all the way back to Gormley and then gives that one off quickly to Richatelli. Put it up for Thomas, who gives it one more to Puskar, who has Bolger with him. Bolger now with poke to the puck. Quick shot there off the pads of the goalkeeper, but Owen Thomas keeps it in the offensive zone. Puskar, the freshman, fighting for that along with Owen Thomas, the senior, but Clemson comes up with it and is now pushing on the counterattack. Mulkieran there to kind of body block away there. That's a big hit there by Richatelli on the Clemson player as that puck has gone across the Gamecocks goal, and Mulkieran now with the puck. Recovered by Clemson at the top of the key. Number 12 for them with a shot off of the stick of Owen Thomas. And Bolger just puts that up into the neutral zone.
And we've already seen some physicality, and I think this is just the start of it here.
Absolutely, it's the first shift change. A good attempt there, but missed by Carolina. The puck just kind of in front of everyone. Not stoppage of play. Interesting there as the Gamecocks did make a change. His first stoppage of play here coming. As the refs will talk this one over, but already Clemson with a pretty good a shot on goal there, Spencer.
Yeah, and I believe that was number 11, Sully Cobb, and he just he completely faked out the defender, got right in front of the goalie. Nice save from Gormley, forcing him to go wide with it, or, nice movement of his body, forcing the shot wide. But, I mean, yeah, already a really, really good attempt from the Tigers.
Absolutely. Gormley, the weathered senior goalie, capable of stopping that good chance for Clemson early on, as we have just under 19 minutes left to play, only a minute gone. Clemson at the top of the key. Being fought for by the Gamecocks, number 19, locking the freshman. Shot there, and that is all the way into the defensive zone for Clemson, and Locken there racing with a Clemson defender to get to that puck. Still fighting for possession, but a stoppage there by the referee.
And on that previous stoppage of play, it was actually a power play here, as the Tigers will have a minute 40 left with a one-man advantage.
We're bringing that all the way over to the Gamecocks defensive zone here for the face-off. On the ice for the Gamecocks, we have Brendan Flaherty, Jack Santoro, Tommy Locken, number 21, Zach List, and then the switch here will bring Bolger on. Bolger and Puskar are back on. So instead we have Flaherty, Puskar, Bolger, and List as the penalty kill, as Clemson has a minute and 40 left. However, Clemson is now also in the penalty, so it will be a 4-on-4.
Yep, that was Jack Owen Turner for the Tigers being sent to the box. So at the end of this, the Gamecocks will have 20 seconds and one-man advantage here.
One there by the Tigers, but the Gamecocks quit to get there as Flaherty tried to body block, but not able to do so. A good hit by List to stop him from getting to the puck, a little chippy afterwards, but nonetheless, Puskar able to retain the puck, gives it off to List, who just had that defensive stop. He's moving up the ice now with Bolger, and that puck just goes into the Clemson bench off of the stick of Zach List.
Yeah, and I think, this 4-on-4 really gives us a showcase of a lot of the speed on display from both teams here, especially in the past. We've seen the Gamecocks take advantage of that. Quick down the ice, quick back, but willing to take some risks and leave their, they definitely have a lot of faith in their goalies.
Absolutely. With a rivalry like this one, it's all about who gets that puck into the back of the net first. Clemson in their defensive zone, tipped by Bolger, but goes through all the way to the Gamecocks side where Flaherty corrals it. A pass up there to Puskar, but goes into the Clemson skate. Puskar gets that back and puts it to the middle to Bolger. Bolger now with the puck going in and gives it off the List, off the wall, but able to put that behind the net. Closest one for the Gamecocks is Bolger, fighting for it with a couple Clemson players. But Clemson comes away with that one in the end. Put it across behind the goalie for Clemson twice, 3 times now. Bolger just going like he's playing monkey in the middle here. doing loops as Prescar's coming to help him. And the puck finally out and into the neutral zone where Clemson's able to get that. And it is one-on-one here. And a shot, good save by Gormley, and even better defensive play afterwards to clear that by List. Back into the neutral zone now. Clemson able to retain possession, waiting for them to get back on sides as Carolina makes a shift change. Good stick play there by Flaherty and caught by Gormley, and that'll stop the clock with just 13 seconds left on Clemson's power play and 34 on the Gamecocks. 17 minutes and 8 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, and that was a nice play from Christian Romeo from the Tigers. That puck was just midair, and he was managed to get a shot on goal with it, secure a face-off in the attacking zone here for the Tigers.
Impressive hand-eye coordination there by the Tigers. Puck won by number 10 for the Gamecocks, Nick Kay, the freshman. Giving it up to Thomas. Thomas to Kay, moving up now. Thomas with a move. One to Kay, but not able to put that one in as that was across the face of the Clemson goalie. Still in the zone. 20 seconds now on a Gamecocks power play. As that puck is still in the Tigers zone where the Tigers have possession. Kept in the zone by Thomas. Good offensive play there. Puck now with the defenseman for the Tigers. Still being fought for by the Gamecocks, however, as two Gamecocks, Pineda and Smojais are there. Still in the offensive zone. Plenty of offensive zone time for the Gamecocks, but that time will end as the Clemson Tigers put it all the way up behind Gormley. One Tigers player there, plenty of Gamecocks to get that one cleared, and they do. As they give it all the way up into the neutral zone to Albers. Albers on the ground, but able to put it behind the net. And Pineda with a big hit on the Tigers player as the puck goes back into the Gamecocks defensive zone with McGowan there to be able to get that one. McGowan up to Albers and gave it one more to Smojais. Across the center now to number 17, Henderson. Henderson closest to the puck for the Gamecocks. And Clemson able to stop that offensive possession, looking to clear it out of their zone. And does so all the way to the Gamecock zone again. Not much of the neutral zone time for either team. That was a good shot and a great save by Gormley. Good shot there by the Tigers on an open look as they have possession again, and that was off the skate of number 18, Chad Lazine for the Gamecocks. And a big hit from both sides there, collision between Smojais and the Tigers player. And we have a one-on-one with Chad Lazine. And he missed there, but the greatest opportunity of the night as McGowan has it, able with the rebound, but not able to get that one either. Lazine now with the puck and loses it to the Tigers. Tigers pushing into the neutral zone, and one more all the way to the Gamecock zone, and they're in front now. Number 11, but a great play there with a stick by Andrew Henderson. A one-timer off the skate again of the Gamecock player. That was Albers' skate that time. A big hit there. Number 14, Rob Lawrence for the Gamecocks. And players are falling everywhere. Great save by Gormley, and that'll stop the clock here. As a bit of a chaotic defensive effort for the Gamecocks after spending plenty of time on the Clemson side of the ice.
Yeah, and Gormley, last time we were here at the Plex, it was Zach Hayes, being that brick wall. But Gormley has proved really solid so far as the Tigers have had, just in that one little possession in the attacking zone, they've had 3 or 4 shots on goal. Gormley able to stifle them all.
Penalty call number 4, Ryan McGowan of the Gamecocks.
Penalty on McGowan there. So Clemson will have their second power play of the night when we are only 14 minutes and 40 seconds in the first period. On the face-off is Santoro for the Gamecocks. Clemson comes away with it at the top of the key. Closest Gamecock there is Santoro now. Behind Gormley, the Tigers go with it. Number 19 for the Gamecocks puts that all the way to Clemson's area. And not icing as number 19, Locken, made an effort there. Clemson, on the other hand, coming up with that as they are still on the power play. Gamecocks looking for their second penalty kill of this first period. In the neutral zone, the Tigers have the puck. Moving to the offensive key now. Closest one there, number 19. Again, very active Locken so far tonight. Looking for the one-timer and not able to get it as that goes across the face of Gormley. Staying with it for both sides. Tough defense as the Tigers can't get a shot off. Santoro falls down, making a save. Shot there for the Tigers off of Gormley to the other side of the rink. And Santoro's able to clear that one, and that was a great defensive effort by the Gamecocks as they make a line change.
Definitely. We've seen the aggressiveness already in just 6.5 minutes of play, but not only in the physicality with all the hits, but also with just their tactics. I mean, both teams just getting after it.
Absolutely. Is Clemson making an effort here. List able to poke that one away. And Flaherty with a nice hit against the glass, and that puck's going all the way back to the keeper, J.P. Kenny. Albers there fighting for it. Albers with it. Couple shots on goal, but deflected by the goalkeeper, Kearney. Clemson now on the offensive in the center ice. List there defensively able to poke that away again, and Albers will send that one clear. Just over 10 seconds left on the second penalty kill for the Gamecocks, and just under 13 minutes left in this first period. Tigers on the offensive again, but Flaherty able to stop that one, juggling that. Nice stick play by Flaherty.
You can hear the crowd. Every time one of these hits happens, you hear the oohs, the ahs. I mean, it's definitely a packed house here tonight.
Absolutely a big game for both teams. As Bolger now brings it up, and a big shot there off the shoulder of Kearney for the Tigers, but kept in the offensive zone by List. Bolger now closest to the puck. Try to get one-timer to Puskar, but not able to do so. Clemson on the left side of the ice. Around Flaherty. List there for the Gamecocks. Hit against the glass. List there again, using his stick as he's done all night so far. List with possession, giving it off to Flaherty behind Gormley. Back to List. Pushing it up over into the Tigers zone, and that will be the first icing of the game. With 11 minutes and 50 seconds left, a couple shots, a couple great opportunities for both sides so far.
And both goalies have been looking really solid so far, as we've seen Kearney make some good saves, especially in that one-on-one opportunity. It was a nice move from Chad Lazine, but Kearney was able to just barely tip it away. And then we've seen Gormley. He's just been getting peppered so far, but both goalies hanging in tough.
Absolutely. A strong defensive effort from both sides, and all players, not just the goalies. Clemson at the top of the key. A quick shot there off the pads of Gormley, and a good save by Flaherty, using his body twice. As Puskar now. Bolger and Thomas with him. Puskar into Clemson's zone, up and around, but Clemson gets to the puck before he does. But a poke there gives Puskar the puck back, stuck under the feet of the Tigers player. Now number 7 for the Gamecocks is on the puck, Josh Wilkins. Wilkins gives it off to number 18, Chad Lazine, who had the one-on-one attempt earlier. Clemson bringing it to the neutral zone now, as a couple Gamecocks are surrounding them. Clemson with a line change, holding the puck and able to do so. Riccitelli there for the Gamecocks on that defensive effort. Mulkieran standing near Gormley on the back post. Poked it out, but nonetheless, Clemson does regain possession. Mulkieran there with another stick poke, up and around, and gives it back to Clemson at the top of the key, who puts it right back where it was. Riccitelli now with it behind Gormley, with 2 Tigers players on him. Gives it up to Lazine. One more up to number 14, Rob Lawrence. Rob Lawrence behind the net with his teammate Lazine. Lazine still fighting for possession of that puck against a couple Tigers players with help from Lawrence. Lazine still fighting for it as it goes around the other side of the ice, and tried to be caught by Mulkieran, but not able to do so. Riccitelli with a good defensive poke and a hit there too. Multiple hits already for the Gamecocks, and they are setting the tone here with the physicality. Up and around and corralled by Santoro, who put it up for number 10 with a shot. That shot was put up by Kay, the freshman. Kay still there fighting for it, but in the neutral zone. Not offsides though. Santoro looking to get that puck, with Kay there putting a Tiger on the ice. Santoro able to get contact with that one and put it up for Kay. Kay with a one-time pass, but not able to get anything off of that. The Tigers now with a 2-on-2, 3-on-3 attempt here. There's a nice pass by the Tigers, but no one in the front of Gormley to put that one in. Tigers maintain possession and put it behind Gormley as Santoro's there defensively. Cleared by McGowan, but kept in the zone. Santoro with possession, putting it up and around for the Gamecocks. McGowan now behind the net. Santoro again, put it in the neutral zone and all the way into the Tigers zone as well, so the Gamecocks get a line change off. New Gamecocks in here, able to retain the puck. Nice move there by the Gamecocks, and a far shot put on to Kearney by number 21, Zach List. We have 8 minutes and 40 seconds left in the first period, and this is a high-energy game so far.
Definitely. Lots of back and forth so far. We've seen, lots of line shifts as both teams, they're just really hustling, skating a lot. One thing we saw earlier in the season was uneven benches, but both these teams have plenty of players and should be able to see a lot of rotations here tonight.
Quick shot by Albers off the faceoff was contained. Puck still in that Tiger zone and kept in there by Albers again. Poked by Pineda, still in the Tiger zone in front of the goal now. Off of Albers skating into the neutral zone. But Smojice, and now putting that still in the neutral zone, in the Clemson Tiger zone for a second, but back into the neutral zone as it's closest with Pineda, fighting against 3 Tigers. Give it up to his defensive man, and then put through for Smojice. Looking to get there before the Tigers do. Not able to do so, but Pineda close by. Smojice delivering a nice hit after the puck was removed from play with him and the other Tiger. Smojice there helping Pineda. Pineda with it down the left side of the Tigers' offensive zone. Behind Kearney now. Albers and Pineda. Put through for Smojice. Gamecocks defenseman sitting at the top of the key waiting for a slap shot potentially. Albers laying out for that puck. Chaos there in front of Kearney, but the Tigers come away with that one. Good defensive effort there as the Tigers essentially body blocked there by a couple pair of Gamecocks, and the Gamecocks get possession back quickly, put into the neutral zone. Tigers quickly back behind Gormley, but the Gamecocks able to get possession immediately back. Possession rapidly changing as the Tigers now have it again, and a nice hit there by the Gamecocks to deny any forward progress. But back onto the offensive zone do the Tigers go. The Gamecocks have been on defense for about a minute and a half now. 5-on-5 play, but nonetheless a defensive effort here from the Gamecocks early on. Able to clear that in the neutral zone off the skate of Bolger. Bolger fast and in the clear. Bolger with Thomas. Skating around and waiting for his teammate. He does give it to Thomas. Thomas gives it the one time for Prescar, but United will get that in. Still in the Tigers zone, and now in the neutral zone, but corralled by Mulcairn and put up behind Kearney. The Tigers are the first ones there, but Prescar close by. Mulcairn now with it, putting it right back where it was. Clemson able to corral that one. And put up into the neutral zone where it's a 2-on-1 opportunity. And a nice pass there, and a goal for the Clemson Tigers. And that'll be number 29, Mike McKeon. A good play by the Tigers on a 2-on-1 opportunity. And with 6 minutes and 8 seconds left, the Tigers lead 1-0.
Yeah, and that was just a great job by the Tigers. They found the open man. McKeon, they made the defender make a choice. He wasn't able to get the puck in the 1-on-1 with Gormley. Really tough. That's pretty much the hardest possible save for a keeper to make is 1-on-1 opportunities. And, unfortunately, he was unable to make it this time. But definitely a great goal from the Tigers.
Absolutely a good start for them. It was a bit of a stand-up, hold out for the first about 14 minutes of the first period. Gamecocks with it in their own defensive zone is Flaherty. Putting it up and through from Wilkins, and that'll be an icing call there as no Tigers touch that one.
And it's something to see, the aggressiveness from the Gamecocks kind of bit them there as the defensemen were playing so far forward. There was only one defender able to get back and try and stop that fast break. We'll see if they decide to change, but I got a feeling they'll just stay confident in their strategy. It's worked all year. They're 10-1 for a reason.
Absolutely, being 10-1 shows them that they can stick to their game plan and come out on top, even being in a hole. The Gamecocks with Wilkins putting it up, and now back into the zone with Flaherty. Flaherty putting it up with Wilkins and off of the referee's skate, but the Gamecocks get that one back with List to Flaherty, the defensive man. Through And the closest one there is number 18, Lazine. Lazine fighting for the puck with help of Lawrence. Back to Flaherty at the top of the key. Off the puck, or off the skate of the Tiger player goes the puck, and List now in the defensive zone for the Gamecocks and through to neutral, and Lawrence gives it one more and is now behind Kearney with Wilkins on the puck. Wilkins and Lazine working together as Henderson asked for it at the top of the key, but did not get it from Lazine, and the Tigers able to take over possession. Sending that one from the neutral zone over behind Gormley. Henderson, the first Gamecock, to it. McGowan helping Henderson there. Santoro also on the defensive effort here. Santoro through to the offensive zone and not able to get there before the Tigers player. And the Tigers will come away with that one. Into the neutral zone it goes with McGowan for the Gamecocks. McGowan up to Kay, but not able to get that one. A 3-on-3 for the Tigers. Off the skate, and a good save by Gormley, but off the skate of McGowan there. Behind the net now goes the Gamecocks, and Santoro puts it all the way through, as that would have been offsides. Gamecocks able to corral that now in the neutral zone with number 19 locking the freshman. A big hit. Gamecocks looking for a call, but not able to get one. Bit of an off-puck hit there. Gamecocks defensive men staying in that neutral zone, playing pretty high up still, even after that goal by the Tigers. Able to corral that one, but giving it up to the Tigers, as that will be a call for tripping. In fact, the guy's stick is stuck in the Gamecocks defensive player's skate. That's about as hardcore tripping as you can get, Spencer.
Yeah, definitely. That's clear evidence right there as the stick gets stuck in his skate. But you feel if you're a Gamecock, this is the moment you got to strike. In the 5-on-5, it's been pretty even, other than the goal. But I mean, a whole lot of back and forth. But this is the first Gamecocks, they're like sole power play where it wasn't a 4-on-4. So I think they got to take advantage of this opportunity. But we'll see how the Tigers respond as well, because we see the Gamecocks, when they're facing a power play, they're not afraid to play forward, take some risks. We'll see how the Tigers answer to this.
Absolutely. An interesting first power play for the Gamecocks with 3 minutes and 58 seconds left in the first period. Face-off won by the Tigers, but then gained possession is Flaherty at the top of the key for the Gamecocks. Back to Flaherty at the top of the key. A nice shot there and off the pad of Kearney. Bolger with it now around to Puskar behind the net. Puskar keeping it himself. One more to Bolger and up to Flaherty at the top of the key again. Flaherty gives it one more to List, and that is up and over the net. Puskar with it, though, able to retain possession for the Gamecocks, but that puck will go in the neutral zone as a good defensive effort by the Tigers will drain some clock here. 1.5 minutes left on the penalty kill for the Tigers. Bolger with that, but the ref will call a stoppage of time, and it will be offsides for this Gamecock power play.
One thing to note, as we just found out, Gamecocks men's basketball did just take the victory, 2 points, 60-58 over the Tigers. So we've already got one rendition of this rivalry done for the day, and the ice, the only thing that's left here.
A good win for the Gamecocks there, a strong win as well. Palmetto Cup rivalry is always close no matter what sport it is.
Definitely.
The Gamecocks, 3 Gamecocks fighting against 1 Tiger, and able to come away with that one is Puskar. Puskar giving it up to List in the neutral zone. List working with Thomas. List takes a shot himself. And a glove save there, and a good one at that by Kearney.
Yeah, and when shots have been on goal, Kearney's been really solid so far tonight. So
something I've seen personally is very good use of his shoulder pads. He's had a couple high shots here by the Gamecocks, able to knock that one off his shoulders without necessarily using his glove.
Definitely. That's key for a goalie, especially, as we saw in the one-on-one opportunity with Lazine earlier, is his pads getting the job done for him.
Absolutely. Pineda now with the puck on the right side of the top zone for the Gamecocks, giving it up to the freshman Kay. Gets it back from Kay. Gives it to Kay again on the right side of the goal here. From Kay up to Pineda. Pineda with a shot. Plenty of people in the way to not let that one get to Kearney. That will be sent into the zone, the Gamecock zone that is, and a good penalty kill minutes or seconds taken off here by the Tigers. 20 seconds left in this power play. The Gamecocks have one more chance before Tigers get back to even strength. They're bringing it up to the neutral zone now. Up and around, over to Garrett Albers. Albers puts it back around to Kay. Up at the top of the key for the Gamecocks. One more over to Pineda. Pineda with a shot across the face of Kearney. Even strength here. Kay with a nice pass, but fallen on by Kearney, and yet another good save by the Clemson goalie.
Yeah, and one thing I've noticed so far, especially in comparison to previous games, the Gamecocks, their offense is a lot better when they kind of slow down. You know, in the misnumbered, you know, opportunities in the fast break, they're definitely good at that. But you know, being able to slow down and try and find the weakness in the defense, kind of break it down, is definitely when they look stronger. And as you see, they're getting more quality shots on goal whenever they try that approach.
Absolutely. Henderson with the puck now, working behind the Clemson goalie. Turnaround shot, not able to go off the pads of Kearney. Lawrence not able to keep the puck in the zone, but McGowan corralling that on the top of the neutral zone, giving it off to Henderson. Henderson now with an attempt, but the Clemson Tiger falling down got in the way of Lazine as well as Henderson. Lawrence up to Henderson. Henderson with a one-timer off the pad of Kearney. Up into the neutral zone now. The Tigers take it. Up and around McGowan. Henderson there waiting to play defense as well. A nice body check by Henderson, getting a little chippy afterwards as well, as that goes into the neutral zone. And up and around Wilkins, the Tigers players go, and McGowan as well. And that'll be called by the refs, as it might get a little chippy here in this first period of the Palmetto Cup. Kay, the freshman, shoving a little bit after the play was over.
It's really no surprise. No surprise there. You knew these teams were going to get after each other from the start, and you know they've lived up to that expectation so far.
Absolutely chippy in every sport. The South Carolina-Clemson rivalry is, no matter how good either team is. It's always close, as we said earlier.
A hate fest at its finest.
As the refs will talk this one over, and the face-off will come in the neutral zone in favor of the Tigers. That is Jake Kuskar on the face-off. Nice stab there by Riccitelli, and Puskar comes up with it. Bolger on his left, off to Bolger now. Bolger trying to get it to Puskar, but tapped by the Clemson defender. Puskar and Bolger fighting for it, and Bolger comes away with it. A nice pass to Thomas. Shot by Thomas off the back of the wall there. Clemson comes away with that and will clear it, but it'll just be up to Owen Thomas. Or, sorry, Riccitelli. Off to Mulkieran at the top of the key. Mulkieran with a shot. Not able to go anywhere, and Clemson clears that in the neutral zone. A 2-on-1 in favor of the Gamecocks, as Riccitelli with a good defensive effort to not rely a shot, as the last 20 seconds here, now 15 in this first period, are a stressful one here for the Gamecocks. Tiger player lost his stick in front of the net, as Thomas now has the puck. And that was Riccitelli now, and Thomas now has the puck. But that'll end the first period of action here in the Palmetto Cup. The Tigers with a nice 2-on-1 goal, will giving them a 1-0 lead. After one, we will bring you the second period after intermission.
Make sure to hit the merch table at the lobby. Also, little news update. In the world of basketball, Lamont Harris and the South Carolina men's basketball team beat Clemson at the buzzer.
little bit of Nat. Welcome back to Irmo, South Carolina at the Plex. We start this second period. The Tigers leading 1-0 off a nice 2-on-1 attempt and goal for the Tigers. The Tigers started off by putting the puck up and behind Gormley. Gormley able to retain that one and put it up to Bolger. Tigers keep it in the offensive zone, but the Gamecocks get there first. Clearing that one in their neutral zone. Bolger there. Bolger able to get it, but tripping. Still fighting for the puck. And now Owen Thomas comes up with it. Owen Thomas with a backhand shot and a good save there. But the Gamecocks kept that one. That was a nice save to start off the period. Kearney picking up where he left off. The Gamecocks with possession with Riccitelli in the neutral zone. Riccitelli making an effort and leaves it for Puskar. Puskar takes it himself. Behind Kearney. Leaves it to Bolger. Bolger puts it up to Riccitelli. Really touchy with a screamer that goes above the right of the goal. A big hit by the Tigers and a stoppage of play by Kearney on a safe shot.
And you know, it looks like the Gamecocks have come in the second half, definitely raring to go here as they've been in the attacking zone a lot, ripping shots on goal. And, you know, this looks more like the Gamecocks of old that we've seen more recently, especially the last couple times at the Plex.
Absolutely, as Lawrence fighting for that puck. Wilkins with a nice shot, but currently able to save that one with his leg pad. List keeping it in play for the Gamecocks, but the Tigers bringing it into the neutral zone. Able to get it back quickly, though, is Flaherty. Flaherty into the Tiger zone. Nice deke, but not able to finish that one, as Curley will stop the clock again with his glove.
And Flaherty's been one of my favorite players to watch so far this season. I know we've seen him score at least once here at the Plex. Just definitely an all-around playmaker, and it brings, you know, a lot of youth to this Gamecocks team, and, you know, he's really, really solid.
Absolutely, the freshman from Orangeburg, New York, making a big mark on this Gamecocks team in his first year on it. List now able to corral that one and put it up into the Tigers zone by himself, but leaves the puck for Wilkins. Wilkins trying to get it up to his teammate, number 18, Lazine, but not able to do so. Flaherty waiting for the icing call, but will not get the call. Flaherty bringing it up now. Off the Tigers. List body blocking and a good defensive effort. Flaherty on the ground now. Wilkins with the puck, but not able to get that out of the zone. Interesting ricochet there, but Gormley able to keep that one away from the back of the net. Tigers still there. Gormley able to keep that one away, and a nice diving save by Gormley again. Gormley getting the first couple shots of the period and able to deflect all of them away. Well done there by Gormley. The Tigers putting it back in the Gamecocks defensive zone. A bit of a misplay there by Flaherty and List. Neither of them going for it. Pass intercepted there by Lazine. Lazine going up with Lawrence. Lazine putting it up into the zone. No Gamecock there. Tigers bring it up now. Out of their zone. But the Gamecocks quick to put it back behind Kearney. Couple Gamecocks there, including Santoro and Locken. That's up into the Gamecocks defensive zone. Gamecocks needing a reset. Gamecocks pass it up to Kay, the freshman. Putting it one more into the Tiger zone, but not able to get it to anyone. And that puck is out of play.
And, you know, we've seen a lot of back and forth again. Both goalies looking really solid here in the second period. And I think, you know, it could take a mistake from one of them or just some really nice offensive opportunities for one of them to let in another goal.
Absolutely solid defensive effort on both sides here. 17 minutes and 16 seconds left as Kay with a shot and a good block by Kernley off the faceoff. Kay keeping that one in the zone. Putting it up to Santoro, who now gets it over to Locken. Locken behind the net. Gives it the goal! That's an equalizer. What a shot by the freshman Kay.
And Tommy Locken has been everywhere tonight as the crowd erupts here in Irmo.
You said Flaherty's one of your favorites. Locken's one of mine, and he just showed me exactly why he is on that assist. And what a shot from Kay as well. A great angle, able to equalize with the Tigers with 17 minutes and 3 seconds left in this second period.
And you know something I just said, both goalies have been really solid. It's going to take excellent offense to break down those goalies, and that's exactly what we saw as that was a perfectly placed shot. Excellent pass from Locken, evened up on the scoreboard.
Santoro now rushing to get it behind the goalie, but not able to do so. But Henderson with the shot that kind of went to the left there of Kearney. The puck goes up into the Gamecock zone. Tigers after it, but Henderson's going to be the first one there, and that'll be an icing call on the Tigers, and the puck will yet again stay in the Tigers' defensive zone. As you said, Spencer, this looks a bit more like the Carolina Old that we know.
And also, you know, once this team, especially at home, once they get a goal or some big plays, the momentum is really hard to stop as this place is rocking, and this team looks a lot hungrier than they were in the first period.
Absolutely. Smojais wins that faceoff, gives it to McGowan, but caught there by the Clemson player. Put up into the neutral zone now. A 3-on-2 here in favor of Clemson. A shot by Clemson wide right. Albers there, bringing it up into the neutral zone, but Clemson takes that right back. Going behind Gormley now with the puck. Over to McGowan. One more up to Smojais. That's kept in the zone by the Tigers, but Smojais gets it back and puts it in the neutral zone. Albers there defensively. The Tigers put that one up and out of play to the left side. And that faceoff will come in the neutral zone now.
Yeah, lots of action, you know, so far in the second period. Not as much physicality as we saw in the first, but again, you know, I feel like there's a little bit more spacing so far in this period, a lot less of a cluster so far. So maybe some less hits. We'll see.
Absolutely, and to that point about spacing, that's exactly why the goal was scored, is all about that spacing. As the Gamecocks put that one up and around Kearney, with Pineda, the first one there, giving it off to Albers. Albers not able to corral that one, and the Tigers come away with it. Clearing that as Smojais brings it down with his glove. Smojais with a long shot, and picked up there by Kearney. A stoppage by Kearney, who has had a solid night, as has Gormley. It's been one of the major talking points we've had, but of course a 1-1 score with 15 minutes and 52 seconds left in the second period. The faceoff is coming in the Tigers' defensive zone.
And really, other than maybe one or two Tiger kind of counterattack, we really haven't seen them do much on offense. So we'll see how they respond to all that pressure that the Gamecocks are applying so far.
The defensive end for the Gamecocks playing a little bit more back this period, looks like to me, and that is definitely helping there with a defensive effort. List put that up and around with Puskar close by fighting for that puck. Bolger there to help him as well. Puskar and Bolger working well together tonight, as Bolger leaves it for his teammate Puskar. Puskar up to the top of the key for Flaherty. Flaherty with a long shot off the pad of Kearney. List now, Tigers get it around it. List gets the puck again, fighting against a couple Tigers, and Bolger comes away with it. Bolger and Thomas now in the offensive zone. Bolger takes a shot, but off of the Clemson Tigers skate. Thomas now in the middle of the zone. Bolger's stick went flying as that puck goes up and into the zone of the Gamecocks. Flaherty comes up with it and brings it around Gormley, and now up into the neutral zone. Bringing it himself. Flaherty with some speed. A good stick or a good skate play there by the Tigers. Tiger falls over, but List has the puck, but a mix-up there as List falls to the ground with no stick. The Tigers up and around. Tigers players falling down as a penalty looks to be called potentially with possession. Up to the left, and the Tigers get that possession back, and now it will end as Chad Lazine stops the delayed penalty. And it looks to me like the Tigers will have their third power play of the night.
And if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be Zach List heading to the penalty box as he lost his stick there, was mad about the no call, and, you know, kind of just took it out on the Tiger defender and just flattened him next to the goal. It was a really obvious call for the ref to make. But definitely not a smart play because we've seen the Gamecocks not do great in the power play so far. And, you know, definitely slows down all the momentum they've had thus far in the second.
Absolutely. This penalty kill and / power play for the Tigers is extremely important as we are locked in a 1-1 stalemate after the Gamecocks just scored a few minutes ago. The power play started with just under 14.5 minutes remaining in the second period. The Tigers taking their time. Top of the key now. Off to the other side. The Tigers behind Gormley now, putting it up to the middle of the key again. The Tigers playing behind the net, and a good stick poke there by Locken. Locken everywhere tonight for the Gamecocks, assisting on that goal. 4K. A good save by Gormley, and that's going to be a Tigers goal on the power play and the Tigers score and strike right back. We just talked about that momentum killer, and there it is.
Yeah, and you know, I'm sure Zach List is killing himself in the penalty box, kicking himself, excuse me. But he's just, you know, that's a mistake you can't afford to make. And, you know, Tigers get right back on the board here.
Emotions getting the best of List there, leading to the Clemson Tigers going back in front just 3 minutes after the Gamecocks equalized. 13 minutes and 59 seconds left in the second period, and the Tigers now lead 2-1. Wilkins now going for the puck, putting it up for his teammate Henderson, but the Tigers get that. The Tigers taking their time. Wilkins closest one along with Lawrence. Lawrence with a defensive effort, but the Tigers come close to getting it anyways. Henderson up and around for his teammate, now to Wilkins. Wilkins up and into the neutral zone. Tigers bringing it back and putting it into the neutral zone after their own defensive effort. McGowan with a strong body to keep the Tigers off it. As Henderson comes away with the puck, giving it up to his teammate Lazine. Lazine up and around for Lawrence. Lawrence gives it one more back to McGowan. McGowan with a long shot, but not able to do anything, and that puck will go flying out into the right side of ice and hit the Columbia Cyclone side as both teams will make a line change.
Yeah, and you know, the equalizer from the Tigers gives them the lead again. And, you know, now it's, for the Gamecocks, it was like once they had the momentum, they looked really good. Now they got to recapture it. If they want to win, if you're the Tigers, you just got to keep pressing the foot down. They've, you know, they bounced back really well here in the second.
Absolutely strong play by the Tigers to put them up 2-1, but the Gamecocks still energetic and not far behind. Puskar with the puck, good defensive effort there to gain possession. Giving it off to his teammate Bolger. Bolger one more to Puskar, but not able to capitalize. A 2-on-3 in favor of the Gamecocks defensively. Up behind Gormley. Gormley leaves it for Riccitelli, fighting with a Tiger. The Tigers come away with that one and give it off for his teammate, but help from Puskar, able to slow down the offensive effort. Fighting for the puck now is Puskar again. Puskar brings it up into the neutral zone and over to Thomas, but a Tigers player swats that down for himself and giving him possession, but quickly the Gamecocks get it back with Bolger. Bolger one-on-one against the Tiger for possession. Able to get possession off the net and behind Kearney. Up to the top of the key now for the Gamecocks is Mulcairn. Over to Riccitelli. Riccitelli with a one-time pass. No one there for the Gamecocks, though. The Tigers now pushing the offensive and looking to get a shot, but off of Mulcairn. And potentially a little talk here afterwards from Mulcairn, the Tigers player, as they knock down Thomas and move the goal in the process.
Yeah, that was a really nice defensive play there. I believe that was Mulcairn there, as you know, Clemson had numbers there, and he was able to block that shot, well, force him into a shot after, you know, denying the angle from the pass. Really solid, as we saw. That's what cost the Gamecocks in the first period.
Well, here we are again with another Clemson power play, as who we just talked about. Mulcairn will visit the box with 12 minutes and 15 seconds left, and this penalty kill for the Gamecocks is crucial to not go down 2 goals.
Definitely, we saw the Tigers just capitalize on one, and the Gamecocks here have to be playing their best defense, otherwise could be facing a 2-goal deficit here, only not even midway through the second.
Absolutely, the penalty kill lineup for the Gamecocks starting off looks to be List and Flaherty, along with Santoro and DeChico. Sorry, that's number 19, Lockett. Santoro on the face-off and won by the Tigers. Quick shot by the Tigers into the chest of Gormley, and a good save there. A big body save for Gormley with just 6 seconds draining off of that power play.
And we've seen Locken, I think the Gamecocks really like using him in the power play defense because he's so fast. Whenever, you know, they're able to clear the puck, he can just go chase it down the ice and try and force something to happen and just waste time.
Absolutely, the Tigers put it to the left of Gormley. Gamecock player on the ground, a nice one-timer by the Tigers, but Gormley saved that off the left side of the post. Tigers regain possession, putting it across the ice. A one-timer not able to go in for the Tigers. Retain possession on the way, but Flaherty with a big hit, giving the Gamecocks capability to put that all the way over by Kearney. Santoro defensively, Now working across to List. Gormley comes out of his corner, and a nice play there by Gormley. And a little mishap there, touch-wise for the Tigers, as the Gamecocks stay defensively here. A good save again, and multiple defensive efforts there, and a much better penalty kill so far by the Gamecocks.
Still definitely looking a little dangerous, as the Tigers definitely had some opportunities there to put another one in the net.
A
Good
line
stops by
change.
Gormley, though.
Line change by both teams with 50 seconds left on this penalty and 11 minutes left in the second period, with the Tigers up 1 goal, 2-1. Tigers retaining possession at the right face-off point. Flaherty and Henderson back there. Henderson with the puck now. Giving it up to Wilkins. Henderson there again, poking it away. Tigers retaining possession at the top of the key. A slap shot off of Rob Lawrence. Henderson and Flaherty there again for the Gamecocks, and Flaherty puts that up and around with 20 seconds left on the penalty kill. This will be the Tigers' last effort to try and make it a 2-goal lead before it goes back to even strength. Lawrence gets the puck, and that'll be in the zone, neutral zone that is, so DeChico has to put that one up and around. But with 5 seconds left on the penalty kill, Lawrence with a strong effort in the Tigers' defensive zone, and we are back to full strength. DeChico with a shot, and Lawrence with a touch, but not able to put that in the back of the net, as Wilkins is close by for the rebound. Henderson tried to keep it in the zone, but not able to do so. Puskar fighting for the puck and gets it off to Henderson. Good move by Henderson. Thomas with an opportunity. Thomas with an equalizer, and what a shot by the senior. A one-on-one opportunity, and he equalizes 2-2 with 9 minutes and 55 seconds left. What a second period so far.
Great period so far, but you got to give a ton of credit to Drew Henderson there. He did a great job recovering, him and Puskar, I believe, on the defensive end, getting the puck back. Henderson finding the open man. Thomas slots it home, knots it up at 2 here, and gets the crowd back into it. It's all about momentum, and the Gamecocks have found it yet again.
We keep saying it, the Palmetto Cup is one of the biggest rivalries in this division of hockey, and we're seeing it here with a 2-2 score and a heavily physical and offensive game so far, with just under 10 minutes left in the second. It's 2-2 now. Gamecocks win that, putting it up into the defensive zone for the Tigers. Bulger close by. Puskar also there, won by McGowan. Puskar and McGowan working together, but the Tigers come away with it. Thomas now in the neutral zone, gives it over to his teammate, and a long shot to the left of that goal. Puskar trying to put it in the middle, but didn't get a full chunk of it. A good hit by Bulger. Tigers now behind their own net. Puskar and Bulger looking to stick their sticks in there. McGowan able to put that in the neutral zone and corralled by Puskar. Puskar in the Tigers zone now with a nice shot off to the left. Thomas able to get that rebound. Thomas putting it up and around for Bulger. Bulger all the way to the top. Bulger with it now, again, off to the left. That's the third one off to the left this possession. McGowan gives it up for Puskar. Puskar with a backhander, nowhere near goal. Owen Thomas with a nice shoulder to get the puck to his teammate Bulger. Bulger off his skate up to Thomas. Thomas up one more to his teammate at the top of the key. Bulger with it now with a nice behind and between the legs pass, but not able to capitalize. Gamecocks retaining possession again, and Bulger puts that up and around Kearney.
And you know, it was right after they scored the first goal. The Gamecocks super aggressive on offense, and they're looking to extend their lead here, as we've seen tons of shots, lots of aggressiveness after their second goal over halfway through the period.
No icing will allow McGowan to bring that up with help of Albers. Albers gives it up to the Clemson Tigers. Tigers put it across the face of Kearney and up into the neutral zone. One more with McGowan there. McGowan bringing that into the neutral zone himself. Past everybody. That looks to be an icing call. And it will be. 8 minutes and 11 seconds left, and it is 2-2 off of 2 equalizers by the Gamecocks this period.
Yeah, really action-packed period so far. Lots of exciting stuff going on, and really it's just, you know, the Gamecocks giving up the power play after their first equalizer. Tigers take advantage. Defense turned into offense, for the Gamecocks to tie it back up at 2.
And that penalty kill was very impressive, leading to that Owen Thomas goal. A nice save by Gormley off the face-off, and the Gamecocks are on the move. Albers with it between his legs. Puts it up behind Kearney. Pineda the closest along with Albers. Off the glass is the Tigers, but able to corral that one Smojais. Smojais and Albers working at it. Albers with an attempt. Albers with a nice pass, but a good defensive play by the Tigers. That is number 9, Cade Heinold, with a good stop there from letting the Gamecocks go up a goal. Albers fighting for it, and Pineda close by. The Tigers putting that one up and hit the roof, and so that'll be a stoppage of play here.
Yeah, and that was an excellent defensive play by Heinold, as you mentioned, laying out for it. Otherwise, that was a clear shot on goal.
Absolutely a good backside look for the Gamecocks, but stopped by the Tiger defensiveman. The faceoff will come in the Tigers' defensive zone to the left of Kearney. On the ice for the Gamecocks, we have Richatelli, Mulkieran, Pineda, Smojice, and Albers looking to put the Gamecocks up for the first time tonight. A good play there by Heinold again, puts it all the way over to Gormley. Gormley puts it over to Mulkieran and off into the neutral zone by Pineda and Smojice. Corralled by Mulkieran behind Gormley, bringing it up himself now. Nice pass all the way to Albers at the top of the neutral zone. Brings it into the Tigers zone. Nice pass to Smojice. Smojice not able to get a shot off. Behind Kearney now. Up one more to Pineda. Pineda with a long shot off the post. Coming away with it is Smojice still. Fighting for it against the glass with a Tigers player. Albers and Smojice with the help of Pineda. Coming up to help is Richatelli as well, and he's able to do so. Pineda tries to put it back to his team, but the Tigers come away with that into the neutral zone now. Mulkieran on the defensive along with Richatelli. A nice pass across Gormley's face, but the Tigers not able to capitalize. Richatelli behind the net, winning that puck for the Gamecocks. Bringing it up into the neutral zone, and it looks to be a stoppage of play, and the Gamecocks are not happy about that one.
Is it an injured Tiger down there? It does appear to be that there in the corner, unless I'm mistaken.
Richatelli and Albers, along with Mulkieran, talking to the refs after Richatelli jawed a little bit after the period. You can see the coach for the Gamecocks telling them to leave it alone and move on. Looked to be an injured player, actually. That's number 29, Mike McKeon, who had the first goal for the Tigers tonight, as we see the training staff on the ice talking to him after he hit the glass a little bit hard in the defensive zone for the Gamecocks, stopping the counterattack, which I assume is why Richatelli and Albers were speaking to the refs.
Definitely good to see him walk off under his own power, though, as he was down on the ice, I believe, for a little bit until the medical staff got out there, but he'll go off to the bench.
A big stoppage of play here as the refs are talking it over and deciding on what is going to happen after McKeon was on the ground, or on the ice. Big stoppage of play, 6 minutes and 41 seconds in the second period. It is a 2-2 game. The Gamecocks equalizing twice. One with Owen Thomas, and the other assisted by Locken, who has been all over the ice tonight.
Definitely. We'll see what more action the second period has to give us. It's been a great one so far.
Absolutely. All 13 minutes and 19 seconds of it have been action-packed and extremely physical, with both sides looking a little more alive than they did in the first, even though the Tigers did score the opening goal in the first period.
Both teams definitely look to be settling more into the groove here. It's the first we saw a little bit more chippiness. You know, definitely the physicality is still here, but, you know, more penalties in the first. We'll see what's more to come here.
Some of the Gamecocks players shaking their heads there as the refs are looking to come up with a decision. Takiko stopping the Tigers from talking to his teammates and starting any more drama than there already is after Mikian ended up on the ice and had to talk to the trainers. Little chaotic here, but the refs look to be coming up with a decision shortly to get this clock running again with 6:41 in the second.
Yeah, lots of confusion. There's way too many Tigers on the ice than there is allowed to be. Definitely still figuring some things out here.
Right now it looks like it's a 7-on-4, 7-on-3, something like that. So I don't believe that is allowed. So we're going to see who the Tigers put out to equal the 5 for the Gamecocks.
The Music Man throwing on the Jeopardy theme song. giving us what we're all curious about, what's taking so long, and I think we're
A very accurate song
Yeah.
to play right now for sure, as the refs are still talking this one over now with the Clemson coach. I only see 4 Gamecocks on the ice, so it looks like it might be the 4th or 5th power play in favor of the Tigers. Gamecocks did let the Tigers score to go up 2-1 on a penalty, but other than that, their kill has been pretty good tonight. Lockett being a big part of that.
And that's Smojice, who just went into the box, threw his helmet as well, so definitely not happy about the decision there.
Whenever there's a long talk like that between referees, I feel like someone's not going to be happy.
Definitely seems that way, and the fans easily the most most disappointed of us all.
Absolutely. Santoro won the faceoff with the Tigers shortly after game possession behind Gormley. A pass there to the top of the key for the Tigers off the skate. An opportunity here for the Gamecocks to clear it, as the penalty is now 1 minute and 40 seconds left on the power play. Right in front of Gormley, and a good save, but the Tigers keep it in zone. And that'll go off of Santoro's body, and it looks like he might have gotten hit with the puck, but nonetheless, it went in the neutral zone to drain some clock off this power play for the Tigers. Defensive effort here for the Gamecocks, letting the Tigers drain time when they can as it gets to the top of the key for the offense of the Clemson Tigers. Up to next to Gormley now, top of the key, middle zone, and that's going to score for the Tigers, number 12. And the Tigers, for the second time on the power play, will go up 3-2, and this is now the 3rd goal here in the second period.
And that was an incredible shot. Don't have his name, but number 12. I mean, incredible shot from distance. Put it in a perfect area. The goalie, Gormley was unable to stop it, but just an incredible shot. I mean,
Absolutely.
really.
That's actually the 4th goal of this period. It started 1-0 and is now 2-3 in favor of the and 53 seconds left, and the Gamecocks are looking to equalize for the 3rd time tonight, have not had a lead at all this game. Tigers win the faceoff, but Owen Thomas is close. That puck will go all the way behind Gormley, but no icing call. Gamecocks fighting for possession, and that'll be a stoppage of play by the refs. Waiting to see the call here, and it looks like that'll be on the Clemson Tigers, putting number 2, Graydon Schweizer, into the penalty box, and now the Gamecocks will have their own power play and a chance to equalize for the 3rd time in this period alone.
And it's been the Tigers who have taken advantage of these power plays. They scored on their last 2 power plays. That's what's given them the advantage so far. Because really, outside of the power plays, I would say the Gamecocks have pretty much dominated this period. They've looked really solid when they're in equal strength.
Absolutely. Penalty kill is something Gamecocks need to work on this game, as Flaherty takes a shot at the top of the key and off the skate of his teammate Puskar. List looking for possession, but the puck goes up around to Bolger. Bolger leaves it for Flaherty at the top. Flaherty with a nice move and a shot off of Clemson and up to the top of the net with a stoppage of play. It is tipped, so it will come into the face-off of the Clemson zone defensively. On ice for the Gamecocks power play is Flaherty, Owen Thomas, who had the last equalizer, Bolger, List, and Puskar. That is the 5 for the Gamecocks. As the Tigers win that face-off, but Bolger gets there first. Puskar keeping it for himself. Now putting it to the top of the key for List. List goes 1 over to Flaherty. Flaherty back over to Bolger, or back over to Puskar with a nice touch to Bolger. Bolger leaves it up to List. List with some room, and List with a shot off the Tigers, and the Tigers were able to clear that one after almost a minute in their zone. A minute and 15 left on this power play here for the Gamecocks, as Flaherty is behind Gormley looking for that line change. List up into the neutral zone.
Some good puck movement there by the Gamecocks on offense, but some nice saves by Kearney, as well as the Clemson defense just getting in front of the puck.
Absolutely. Is able to corral that one and keep it in the zone is Flaherty. Flaherty now with List. List fakes the slap shot, and Bolger up to the left. Up and around and into the neutral zone, and that'll be just 45 seconds left on this power play. Gormley out of his zone and lifts the puck up and around the glass for List. In the neutral zone now is the puck, but the Tigers have possession and clearing that. List back there defensively for the Gamecocks with 30 seconds now on this power play. List with the puck, moving it up the Gamecock zone. A pass to K, intercepted. But nonetheless, Albers comes away with it. Albers with some speed. Albers with a good move, but losing the puck. Kiko with a pass up to the front to Albers. Back to Kiko. Kiko with a slap shot. Up and high of the net. But Albers gets possession with just 8 seconds left on this power play. Pass up to Pineda. Pineda to the top of the zone and a slap shot. Long distance, not going anywhere as we're back to full strength. Kiko leaves it for Pineda, and bad timing there. But Pineda is fighting for the Tiger, fighting with the Tiger, and gets that. Nice defensive there by Pineda to avoid a little mishap with the Clemson Tigers coming back to full strength.
That was almost really unfortunate for the Gamecocks. The player just coming out of the penalty box almost had a one-on-one opportunity.
Absolutely, as Pineda puts that up to the freshman K, who already has one tonight. K leaving it for Albers backside. Pineda scores! And that is a back goal equalizer for Marco Pineda. And as soon as that one came across Curdy's face, Pineda was wide open.
Yeah, you saw he had to commit on the far side of the goal to try and make that save there. And he just, you know, I mean, really no goalie can cover that amount of ground. Pineda was ready for it, snuck it top corner, ties it at 3-all in 5 goals in the second period so far.
We've been saying that almost after every goal. It seems like the goalies can't save it, and that just shows offensive capabilities of both of these teams tonight.
Definitely, and you know, it feels like these teams aren't even playing bad defense. They're just, the offenses are winning out.
Absolutely, solid defense, especially from the goalies here. Surprised that it's only 3-3 to be honest, and that is rather high scoring for 3 minutes left in the second period. Carolina bringing it up now. Off of the skate, fighting for it is Rob Lawrence. Lawrence able to get there defensively, but that looks to be a stoppage of play and a high stick. Richatelli talking with the refs quickly, as it looks like the face-off will come shortly. But the Gamecocks have had an answer for Clemson all night, never leading, but equalizing every time shortly after they go down. Puck around Gormley with Richatelli. Mulkieran back there with him, and then Lawrence in front. A pass up to Lazine. Gamecocks able to put that at the top of the neutral zone. Lazine fighting for it. Across the face of the ice. Lawrence closest there, but Gormley coming out to help. And Gormley clearing that one on the net and obviously out of play. So that face-off will come in the Gamecocks defensive zone with 2 minutes and 27 seconds left in this action-packed second period.
Yeah, and we'll see if either team can find another goal here. As you mentioned, 2:27 left. But I feel like this is going to be a really intense third period here.
Absolutely. It's all about the rivalry here as they're looking for a bit of a line change. 3 out of the 5 here coming off for the Gamecocks. K, Santoro, and the third one is Lockin in for the Gamecocks now.
And if you heard the boos there, it looks like the lone fan wearing orange tonight here at the Plex. He's been taking a few laps around. They boo him each and every time.
Die-hard fans for the Gamecocks, as can be seen tonight and heard upon each equalizer. K with some speed and a big hit on the glass. Santoro closest to the puck, but Tigers have possession. K there now, looking to stick poke. And a backwards hit causes both the Gamecocks and Lockin and the Tigers player to fall down, but Lockin gets up, fighting for that puck. Rizzatelli gaining possession and bringing it up and around the face of Gormley. Keeping possession and out behind Gormley over to Mulkieran. Mulkieran puts it up into the neutral zone by Santoro, but the Clemson Tigers stop that. Mulkieran and Santoro fighting for it. A 2-on-2 there and a shove after the play by the Tigers, and Santoro also gave him one as a little bit of a revenge shove. 1:39 left in this period, and it is 3-3.
Yeah, lots of stoppage of plays here towards the end of the second. Both teams, you know, pretty evenly matched since the last goal. We'll see what's cooking here.
Absolutely. There's a couple of Gamecocks looking for a line change, as did the Tigers, for the last about minute and a half of this middle period. Face-off coming in the neutral zone towards Gormley, however, as Puskar will take that for the Gamecocks and wins it. Gormley with possession, leaving it for Henderson. Henderson now trying to get it to Bolger, and does, but the Tigers close by. Henderson gets it back. Behind Gormley over to his teammate, And now up to Owen Thomas. Toes gives it one more to Puskar. And off the skate of Bolger and into the Tigers zone. Thomas now with a nice pick as Bolger gets possession here at the top of the zone. Bolger keeps it himself. Bolger with a shot and a nice save by Kearney. And if Gamecock was there, they might have been able to get that rebound. But nonetheless, a call that will leave the ice, they'll leave the puck right behind Gormley on ice. Henderson first one there for the Tigers with possession and a missed opportunity by number 11, Solikov for the Tigers. Tigers still fighting for possession as Puskar brings it up himself. Puskar and Thomas on a 2-on-2. Thomas gets his second, and a slap shot goal for Thomas. And the Gamecocks, with 48.2 seconds left, get their first lead of the night.
And you had a feeling it was going to be the seniors. You saw Bolger making lots of attempts down there, and it's Captain Owen Thomas who gets his second of the night. Just an excellent shot. And it's the freshman, Jake Puskar, who found him. It's the youth and the veterans working together again, and the Gamecocks take their first lead of the night.
The freshmen have absolutely shown up tonight between Puskar, Lockett, Kay had his first one tonight. Those guys are showing up, and they're getting all around the ice. We've seen Lockett everywhere tonight. Every play, I feel like I'm calling number 19's name. Tigers win that possession as we go just under 45 seconds left in this period, and the Gamecocks look to have a bit of physical momentum here now. Albers with the puck. List to his left. List able to get possession. Ducked that hit, but pulled down by the Tigers player. Tigers with possession now. Smojice versus the Tigers. Make a move around Smojice. A beautiful save by Gormley, laying out for that one on the back post. Tigers still have possession, but Flaherty close by, fighting for it. And that looks to be a trip, and that will be a 14.9 second. The last seconds here in the second period will be a power play, as well as the start of the third, and that was a pretty clear trip there.
And Liam Gormley just absolutely kept the Gamecocks in the lead there, as that was a wide open net. He just made an incredible save there.
The fans don't like this call here, as Zach List goes into the penalty box for, I'll say, one too many power plays for the Tigers tonight.
Definitely, and you know, this is where the Tigers have shined. Both their goals in this period have come off power plays, and it's up to the Gamecocks to stop, and not only stop, you know, committing penalties, but also being able to stall this Tiger offense when it comes to this.
The penalty kill has been their weakness tonight, but the Tigers player touched that, and that will go all the way back behind Kearney. And the Gamecocks right now are just looking to end the period, although the penalty kill will begin the third period as well. And that will be the end of this high-packed action. Second period, the Gamecocks lead 4-3 off of Owen Thomas's 2 goals. Kay had 1, and the 4th one also to put them ahead. We will bring you, well, it's supposed to be a great third period, and we will bring that shortly. Welcome back to Irmo, South Carolina in this action-packed game, and it's sure to be a fantastic third period to wrap this one up. 4-3 lead for the Gamecocks, but they are facing a minute and 46 penalty kill to start this third period.
You know, we've seen some fans leave and go get drinks and some food, but they're not leaving the Plex. This is too action-packed of a Palmetto Cup to go anywhere.
As Riccitelli with a quick clear, and that will be an icing. A little late call there. A couple Tigers players complaining, and that'll only drain about 4 or 5 seconds off the clock, as there was only 19:55 left in this final period.
Yeah, and we saw, I believe, 6 goals in the second period. I mean, just an action-packed as it can get. So we'll see what the third's got in store for us as the Gamecocks lead 4-3.
I don't expect as much of a high-scoring second period. I think they've cooled down, but nonetheless, I do expect a couple goals from both sides. But we will see what happens here as the Tigers with a nice move, but falling over after, and Riccitelli is able to retain that one. Riccitelli up and over everyone. Closest one there is Locken, who has been over the ice all night. A nice pass, trying to get to Santoro, but no luck. The Tigers now putting it all the way up to behind Gormley, and Mulcairn is there to get that one, and that is an icing call on the Tigers. One icing call apiece with 19 minutes and 32 seconds left and just over a minute and a quarter left on this power play.
And we've seen this, you know, the start to this kill by the Gamecocks look a lot better than they did in the second period for sure.
Absolutely, clearing it is very important, of course, in the penalty kill, and they've had a couple of those already as they start in the offensive zone. Won by the Gamecocks, but the Tigers shortly after. Mulcairn moving towards the puck and fighting with a Tiger to do so. Behind him is Riccitelli with a Tiger closely on him. Riccitelli not being able to retain the puck when Mulcairn puts that off the glass, up and around, and the Tiger is not able to keep that in the offensive zone. Well played there by the Gamecocks penalty kill.
And they look a lot more composed this time. In the second period, we saw some mistakes being made by the defense during the Tiger power play, and now they look a lot more ready to handle it.
As another clear there in the neutral zone by Mulcairn brings it down to 35 seconds left in this power play for the Tigers. Lawrence closest to the puck as that'll go up into the neutral zone and corralled by DeChico. Giving it off to Lazine, but not going after it. Lawrence close by now. Lazine putting a stick out, but Tigers moving around it. Tigers with some nice stick work. A shot there off of Gormley. Rebound, not able to get there for the Tigers, and a beautiful clear all the way down to Kearney. Penalty kill going well so far for the Gamecocks, with the Tigers with possession, and now only 5 seconds on the penalty kill, and it looks like they will achieve their goal of keeping it at a 4-3 lead. Back to full strength as Puskar comes on the ice for the Gamecocks. DeChico there fighting against 2 Tigers. Owen Thomas clearing that, giving it up one more to Puskar, and it's Puskar and Bolger. They've worked well all night. Oh, Bolger able to miss that barely, but giving it off to Puskar behind currently. That's DeChico with it, giving it up to Puskar now, very active on the offensive side. DeChico not able to get that one going as Bolger's fighting for the puck still and putting it up in the middle, but no one but Tigers players there. Puck going all the way back into the Gamecocks defensive zone, but no Tigers nearby as that goes off of Puskar's stick and up into the crowd here for a stoppage of play with 17 and a half minutes left in this final period.
And Puskar's had a really active night, especially on the offensive end. We saw him find Thomas there in the second period towards the end of that. But he's just definitely making a lot of plays, or at least opportunities happen for this Gamecock squad.
Absolutely, that one just a bit out of Bolger's reach there. But Owen Thomas comes away with it. The Tigers quick to play back and forth, but Thomas has a chance. Oh, Thomas missed that off the left side to Kearney. And Puskar now able to keep that one in a nice through pass, but not able to get to Owen Thomas. Tigers put in the neutral zone, but DeChico puts it up for Bolger. Bolger against multiple Tigers. He's a one-man army here. Bolger with a long shot and kept in the glove by Kearney for a stoppage of play here again with 17 minutes and 11 seconds left.
Yeah, this Gamecocks offense has definitely been getting a lot of shots towards Kearney here in the third, making them work for every single one, and really just had a real solid start here to the third.
On both sides, absolutely. Both sides goalies making good saves here as Pineda came away with that one, and Kay using his body to get there, but the Tigers come away with it overall. Tigers now making an offensive play Flaherty using his body. Gormley with a nice shoulder pad save. And then Zach List using his body to keep the Tigers out of play. Flaherty now in the offensive with Pineda. Giving it up to Kay on the other side. Nice pass behind for Flaherty, but not able to get there. The Tigers have it now. Mounting their own counterattack. List on there defensively. Flaherty with it. Up and around the other way. Flaherty moving into the neutral zone. Gives a pass up to Albers. Through there. Smojais the first one there. Smojais leaves it for Albers. Albers puts it behind the net to Kearney. And the Tigers get that one in between the legs of Flaherty and all the way back to Gormley. Gormley leaves that one for Zach List. List brings it up now. And Pineda, off of Pineda's stick into the Tigers zone, and then off the skate of Albers to keep it neutral. Tigers come away with that one, but Flaherty there to clear that and allow line changes for both sides. No icing, as there are a couple Gamecocks down there fighting for it, but the Tigers have numbers on this end.
A lot of back and forth here in the start of the third. Both teams just racing up and down the ice.
McGowan the closest one to it now, and a big hit there, able to sustain that, and that is in the neutral zone, so the Tigers have to wait. A couple line change and a good line change now for the Gamecocks. Henderson's there defensively. A long shot and touched the glove off of Gormley, but that wouldn't have gone in anyways. Tigers put it up and around. Santoro there fighting for it with McGowan. A 2-on-2 in the corner. McGowan on the floor. Locken helping too. Top of the key now for the Tigers. Up to the middle. Santoro able to get that one up and around the glass to Kay. Keeping the top of the key again. In between the legs. Nice attempt by the Tigers, but Kay is able to clear that one after the save from Gormley. Kept in the offensive zone. Not fully cleared. And a good defensive play there by Santoro. In front of Gormley again. Henderson now. Up to Kay. Kay keeps it and gives it to Henderson again. Henderson off the glass. Finding the puck. Off to Santoro. Santoro in the Clemson zone now. Santoro with a nice pass to Locken. Locken behind the back, but not able to get that to Kay. A good play by Mulcairn. Riccitelli falling over, but still getting there to the puck. Good poke by Locken. Locken string up between the two, and that will be a penalty call after the two got tied up, seemed to spun around each other, and both ended up on the ice.
And that last save by Gormley was really impressive because the Tigers, I didn't catch the number, but he tried to catch him off guard going between the legs. Gormley was ready for it, and that was definitely a really solid attempt because that could have caused some trouble.
Absolutely, a good shot to try and equalize for the Tigers, but an even better save by Liam Gormley, which, taking away the second period for both goalies, they've done extremely well tonight.
And even so, as we mentioned during the second period, it's not so much as super missed saves, but the offense just creating some really good opportunities, and it would have taken, some miracles to save some of those shots.
South Carolina with the first power play outside of the one that started this third and final period. 14 minutes and 35 seconds left, and the Gamecocks will be up a man, looking to go up 2 goals. 4-3 their lead now. Puskar on the face-off here for the Gamecocks. Won by Puskar. Flaherty has it. Up and around the glass behind Kearney. Bulger gets it, fakes the pass, and brings it up himself. Waiting and taking a shot off of Kearney and to the left. Kept in the zone by Flaherty. Flaherty has it at the top of the key. Flaherty passes it off to his teammate List. List passes it back to Flaherty. Flaherty with a shot. And then Tigers able to clear that one. Gormley is going to get that, but misses it and brings it around. A minute and a half left on this power play for the Gamecocks. List the first one there, a Tiger close by. Leaving it for Puskar, who gives it off to List again. Flaherty also there to help. Fakes the pass to Flaherty and brings it up himself. Nice move there by List. List in the neutral zone. Leaves it to Bulger. Bringing it to the Clemson zone. Looking for a pass. And leaves it off behind himself to Thomas, who has 2 goals tonight. List. Slap shot. Body saved by Kearney. And into the neutral zone by the Tigers. Gormley comes out and puts it up to Flaherty. Flaherty just on the outside of the neutral zone. Nice pass and move there defensively. List moving up now. List with a long shot and a glove save there by Kearney. And he's going to hold it and stop the clock. 48 seconds left in this power play and 13 minutes and 23 seconds left in the game.
The Tigers are doing a really nice job. Haven't finished the kill yet, but a minute and 12 seconds into the power play, they've done a nice job just really keeping it away from their own goal.
Absolutely, like we said, not expecting 6 goals here this period, and so far it looks like we would be right. A better defensive effort on both sides here after the offensive went nuts in both the second period. Pineda with a good open look, but not able to get it. Gamecocks retain possession and give it up to Dakiko at the top. Dakiko at the top of the key gives it back to who gave it to him. Back to Dakiko again, top of the key. Looking for a shot. Pineda now on the left side of Kearney. Bringing it closer and closer. A soft pass, not able to do anything, and not able to be kept in the zone either by Dakiko. Leaving it off to his teammate, bringing it all the way back in the defensive zone. 20 seconds left on this power play and just under 13 minutes in the game. Dakiko bringing it up, all the way up, off the glass with K there. Albers now getting there. Up to Dakiko, the top of the key. We've seen this before. Nice pass through, but not able to do anything with it, as there will be full strength for the Clemson Tigers. A line change for both teams as well, as K comes out and Lawrence comes in for the Gamecocks, and then multiple for the Tigers making a change as well. Lawrence leaves that one for the defensiveman. The Tigers able to steal it and push the offensive now, looking to equalize. Big hit by Dakiko and good play by Lawrence to poke that one away. Tigers nonetheless have possession. Lawrence fighting on the glass behind Gormley. Cleared by Lawrence, and Pineda gave it a one more. All the way over to Kearney. Gamecocks, the Tigers defensively, able to corral that one and put it up to his teammate number 17, who has possession now. In the neutral zone, Riccitelli for the Gamecocks, the closest to it. Riccitelli through 2 Tigers to Lawrence. Lawrence one more off the skate of Wilkins. Wilkins falls over, but number 18 there to help. Lazine doing he can to keep it in the offensive zone, as is Lawrence. Big hit there by Lawrence, and the puck is still in play behind Kearney. Lazine up to Mulkerin. Mulkerin with a nice pass, but off the skate of Wilkins. Behind Kearney, the puck stays again. Mulkerin is waiting to keep that in zone, and another good hit by the Gamecocks, as Lazine is fighting for possession of that puck. The Tigers now put it up in the neutral zone, and Riccitelli is able to gain possession. Off the glass and off of Lawrence's skate into the neutral zone. Remaining in the neutral zone as the Tigers were not able to get that one past Riccitelli. Riccitelli with multiple Tigers on him. Off the glass and moving forward. Riccitelli with a pass, keeping it for himself. Off the pads, and that's in! No, they say no goal. They say no goal, but it looked to be a goal for me, as the Tigers are now on the offensive. And Riccitelli with a defensive effort. And Santoro is going to keep this one and try and clear it, and do so for the Gamecocks, as Kay is close by, trying to regain that possession. Riccitelli now putting it central, but the Tigers get there. Mulkerin defensively brings the Tigers player to the ground. But an interesting call there by the refs after that no goal, and now an interesting call as it looked like he was already tripping, and Mulkerin just made sure he hit the ground.
And as you mentioned earlier, Tommy, that looked like a goal from here. Unsure what the ref was seeing, but from our angle, it looks like it kind of snuck in that corner of the net. Nonetheless, no call. And another Tigers power play here, which is where they found all their success in the second period.
Not exactly an NHL replay level game here, so sadly we can't look back at that one completely. However, there will be a penalty on the Gamecocks, giving the Tigers their 7th or 8th, I believe, power play of the night. With 10 minutes and 35 seconds left, the Gamecocks still up 1 goal. Interesting sequence of events there for both teams, but nonetheless, the face-off comes to the right of Gormley. For the Gamecocks, it is Locken, and for the Tigers, it looks to be Nick Cesare.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, a lot of action there, and definitely some confusion after, goal or no goal. Nonetheless, Tigers look to take advantage here.
Good defensive play by the Gamecocks to put it all the way back in the Clemson zone. Santoro staying on the Tiger closely. Trying to get a pick there, shorthanded goal potentially, but not able to do so. Tigers on the offensive. Henderson defensive there, waiting. A good pass, but off the skate of his teammate, and a diving save by Locken, and he's making his mark again like he has all night. The freshman, well played tonight. Clemson in the neutral zone. Off of Wilkins' skate. Wilkins trying to body. Followed up by Locken's body. Tigers still have the puck in Gamecock zone. Looking for an opening. Stolen by Henderson and put all the way behind Kearney.
And Tommy Locken is just a speeding bullet out there. He's every time you see the puck, it's like you see the flowing ginger hair number 19 close behind.
Locken with an assist tonight to put the Gamecocks in one of their equalizers, as DeKiko and Lawrence are fighting a 2-on-2 for possession of the puck. In the neutral zone now, and a good kill so far, as 53 seconds remain in this power play. Lawrence on the offensive now, looking for a backhanded shot potentially, but a gut save as Lawrence falls to the ground by Kearney, and a great shorthanded attempt by Lawrence, as there's now 47 seconds left on this power play and 9 minutes and 22 seconds left in this game.
And defending against the power play here in the third period, the Gamecocks have looked much improved, as we saw in the first one here to start the period, and now over halfway through, just 9:22 left in the third.
Fighting for the face-off possession, and the Tigers come up with that one, still having just over under 40 seconds left on their power play. Tigers with one of their last couple offensive possessions here before back to full strength. Flaherty with the puck, fighting 3 Tigers. Lawrence now with it, and Lawrence with a pass to Wilkins, and Wilkins has room. A good defensive play by the Tigers, but Wilkins keeps the puck. And the Gamecocks will back off, looking to drain the last 10 seconds or so of this penalty kill. Bolger there on the offensive side. Flaherty stepping up as well. Owen Thomas and Liss back to help. Good play by Liss, and we are back in full strength. Even strength here for the Gamecocks, as Owen Thomas tried to clear that, but not able to do so. Flaherty close by on this Tigers player, as a pass missed, and Bolger has room to run. A 3-on-2 in favor of the Gamecocks. Zach Liss now. Nice move. Up and around Kearney. Bolger with the puck. Puts it to Owen Thomas. Not able to get a shot off, but Flaherty off the skate of the Tigers defensive man, and Bolger's closest there. Bolger using his body against the glass, coming away with the puck. Now Owen Thomas with the puck. A pass to Puskar and a one-timer off the pad of Kearney. Nice save there. Bolger with it. Another shot off of Kearney, and Kearney's able to use his stick and grab that one and stop the clock with 7 minutes and 51 seconds left. The Gamecocks still leading 4-3.
And this line for the Gamecocks has been really successful all night, especially the front 3 attacking force of Bolger, Puskar, and Thomas. And it seems like every time those 3 guys are attacking, they just seem to just be firing shots at Kearney.
Thomas alone has 2 himself, as he took a shot there, but off the right side of the goal here. Puskar falls down, but not a trip. Gains possession of the puck and gives it up to Riccitelli. Riccitelli with a long shot, far left. Tigers looking to get possession after a solid offensive effort by the Gamecocks. Riccitelli again with the puck. A nice move by Riccitelli. Puts it in the Gamecock zone, but no one there to retain it. Riccitelli again with possession. Leaves it up to Puskar. Pineda now coming in with some speed. And that is all the way into the Gamecocks defensive zone. Gamecocks are going to be the first ones there, fighting against the Tiger for possession, as Smojais comes to help his teammate and gain possession. Across the face of the rink and over past Pineda into the Tigers zone. Albers is there with a massive hit against the glass. Garrett Albers fighting for that puck on his knees, as possession goes all the way into the Gamecock zone, but no icing. Riccitelli there with 1 Tiger on him.
You see that physicality. You saw it a lot to start the game, and I think we're definitely going to see it to finish the game here, as the Palmetto Cup draws to near an end.
Pineda able to clear that one and put into the zone of the Tigers. Albers close by, but a nice pass by the Tigers puts it all the way over, and that'll be an icing call after a long period of no call. 6 minutes and 29 seconds left in this final period.
Still lots of action, just without the 6 goals we saw last period.
Absolutely plenty of shots here for both teams in this third period, and a power play has been a big deal tonight. Of course, Clemson getting all 2 out of their 3 goals on the power plays here, able to be effectively using that extra man. Meanwhile, the Gamecocks having trouble with penalty kills, but nonetheless able to do a couple in this third period alone. Santoro on the faceoff, winning to Henderson. Henderson not able to get a shot off. Playing with the puck against 2 Tigers. Putting it up for his teammate. Nice pass, looking for the one-time, but that looks to, that went between the legs of Kearney, but not in quite yet. Santoro there fighting for the puck and keeping it in the zone, but that goes high and up and there's a Tiger waiting. Henderson in defense, and a nice hit to keep him away by McGowan. McGowan, the season leader here, and able to do stuff defensively that not many other players on this roster can do. Kay, the freshman, with a chance. With a rebound attempt as the Tigers kind of slap the stick out of Locken's hands post whistle. Talking here going on between the Gamecocks and the refs as there are another stoppage of time with just under 6 minutes in this final period.
And we almost saw Kearney make a huge mistake there as that puck went in between his legs. Almost got through to another Gamecock goal. They were able to get it out of there. And, you know, we've seen, as you mentioned, lots of shots. We'll see if one of these finally gets through or if we'll end a 4-3 game.
Gormley so far protecting that 1-goal lead for the Gamecocks, playing very well in this third period after a hectic goal-scoring effort from both sides. Tigers with it now, DeKiko and Mulcairn on defense. All the way to Gormley, and Gormley's going to sit on this one as a face-off will now come on the Tigers side, and we get a little chippy afterwards, as they always do in the Palmetto Cup. That was Lawrence and DeKiko talking. Lawrence still talking as the refs try to push him away. Tigers mad about something, and it looks like they're going to have a power play in favor of the Gamecocks as number 2, Graydon Schweizer, makes his second trip to the penalty kill tonight, and he is not happy at all.
He's not happy at all, but I'm sure you can hear it. The crowd is loving it here as it gives the Gamecocks another power play.
And, you know, being up 1 goal, this is a big deal for the Gamecocks in this power play. Putting another one in the net behind Kearney might end it, might kill the momentum here.
And even if they don't manage to find the back of the net, it does force Clemson. You know, it's a lot harder to look for an attacking, you know, it's a lot harder to attack when you have to play on the defense because you're just a man down. So it's going to be hard for them unless the Gamecocks somehow find themselves outnumbered on a fast break of some sorts, for them to find a goal, which will leave them with just under 4 minutes to answer.
Absolutely, a very critical 2 minutes here for the Gamecocks being up a man, as their power play looks to be Flaherty, Bolger, List, Pineda, and Thomas. Thomas, of course, with 2 goals for himself and a couple great shots as well, not going in, but the senior making his presence known tonight. Bolger on the face-off for the Gamecocks. Tigers win it, but off the glass and fought for with List there, passing it up to Bolger. Gets it back from Bolger. Bolger with a long shot off the skate of Thomas, and the Tigers corral that one. Thomas trying to stop them from sending it all the way to the Gamecock zone. Tigers still have it in their own zone and finally clearing it in the neutral zone where List gets it before it reaches Gormley. List putting it high and away from Kearney. Owen Thomas, the first one there, passing it behind the back to Bolger. Brings it up to List at the top of the key. List looking for an opportunity. List still bringing it around himself, off of Piscar's stick and not able to capitalize. Bolger with the puck now. Flaherty this time at the top of the key. Flaherty's had multiple goals from this point before as he looks to get another shot here potentially, but leaves it off with an okay pass to List. List up and around now to Bolger. Not able to save that one is Flaherty as he will skate back a little bit defeated as Gormley will help that for him, and we are just under 1 minute on this power play. Tigers coming in force, but Flaherty able to move around them. Flaherty making another move. Flaherty in the offensive zone. Flaherty with a shot. Saved by Kearney. Kay there for the rebound. Kay with a pass to Albers. Good save by Kearney. And Kearney will sit on that one. Kearney is showing a solid defensive effort to keep this as a 1-goal lead for the Gamecocks with 40 seconds left on the power play.
Yeah, and those are some good attempts there from the Gamecocks. And, you know, Flaherty's stick skills are really impressive for a defenseman. Both him and Riccitelli tonight have had some really nice moves, trying to create some offense, even though they are defensemen by trade.
Absolutely, both of them making their presence known on the offensive side, even though they start play on the defensive area. DeChico keeping it in the Clemson zone. DeChico giving it off to his teammate. And a goal for the Gamecocks. And that just might do it, Spencer.
Yeah, you know, we said this PowerPoint could be crucial. If it's not taking the time away, it's adding another goal, and the Gamecocks do just that as they take a 2-goal advantage here late in the third period.
Absolutely, being up 2 here as the fans jump around a sandstorm for the 5th time tonight. Gamecocks have a 5-3 lead with USC chants erupting around the Plex. 4 minutes and 14 seconds left in this game, and the Gamecocks need to hold on to this 2-goal lead.
Yeah, and it's going to require the Tigers to do something they only did once in the first, and that score without a power play, and now they have to do it twice.
Absolutely, the Tigers very well played on the power play and also getting one themselves in full strength, but that becoming the first goal of this entire game. Not being able to do so since the first period, in the beginning of the first period at that.
And the crowd is stuck through this entire game, and you can hear them getting rowdy now.
Absolutely, a 2-goal lead, extremely important for these fans as well, packing it out, and I think even they know that we're getting close to the end of this game, and having a 2-goal cushion is far better than attempting to let Clemson have an equalizer.
Definitely, it seems we're going to have a little stoppage of play here. Not exactly sure why, unless the timeout was called. There's something here, but nonetheless, Sweet Caroline being played here throughout the Plex, and nothing gets the crowd going like it.
Absolutely, a well-known song among these Carolina fans, almost hand-in-hand with Sandstorm, as Gormley goes back to his goal, and the Gamecocks will bring out their 5 to wrap up this game. The freshmen being the stars of tonight outside of the leader of this team, Owen Thomas, showing the little kids how it's done tonight with 2 goals for himself, both absolute beauties.
And he's training some proteges in Jake Piscar and Tommy Locken, as they've been his little henchmen tonight.
Absolutely, and well played at that. Gamecocks defensive man closest to get there, that is Chong, as that looks to be an icing, and it will be. Icing there on the Gamecocks will bring the puck all the way back to the side of Gormley and the defensive men of the Gamecocks, with just right around, actually exactly 4 minutes left in this final period.
Definitely, and the Tigers need to find one of these goals here soon, or they're just going to flat out run out of time.
Absolutely, as Locken wins that face-off, giving it off to Chong. Chong fighting for it and winning it, giving it up to Locken. Locken's got room. No icing. Locken putting it to the middle, but no one there. Off his stick again in the middle, but again no one there. Santoro putting it behind Kearney. 3-on-1 in favor of the Tigers. Kay fighting for it. Santoro putting it up into the Tiger zone after it crossed the neutral line. And a big shift change for the Gamecocks, 4 of the 5. Tigers on the offensive. Up to Gormley, and Gormley puts that off and decides to keep it himself, as there's 3 minutes and 23 seconds left in this game.
Yeah, and the Gamecocks still, maybe not full out aggressive on the attack, but being able to just get down there and waste some time is definitely crucial here with only 3 minutes left in the third.
Absolutely, the Gamecocks slowing down a bit here, knowing that they have those 2-goal cushions, able to play a bit more defensive and not worrying about coming from behind like they had to do 3 separate times tonight.
And once they found the lead, they've held it here.
Clemson getting a little chippy, and the Gamecocks not too happy about it. Neither of the fans behind them slamming on the glass. Riccitelli getting his stick poked by the Clemson player, number 11, Sully Kopp. Puskar wins the faceoff with Riccitelli close by. Riccitelli giving it up to Bolger. Bolger leaves it into the neutral zone. Thomas close by now. Bringing it up as Riccitelli, shoved over by the Clemson player. Mulkieren's there defensively for the Gamecocks. Mulkieren up to Puskar. Puskar off the glass, and now Thomas is the closest. Thomas putting it behind himself for Puskar. Thomas on the ground. Riccitelli and Mulkieren, the 2 defensemen, to stop this counterattack of the Tigers. Bolger close by, coming to help. Nice pass there by the Tigers. Great save by Gormley with his glove. Great save by Gormley to stop the Tigers from coming in 1 goal, as Owen Thomas, 2 goals for himself, comes off of the ice. A good opportunity by Puskar. Puskar brings it, shoots, but a good save by Kearney. Riccitelli in there, fighting for it and not able to get it. Tigers on the counterattack again. Mulkieren in the last line of defense. It looks like that'll actually be an offsides call in favor of the Gamecocks on the Tigers, and the crowd is laughing practically at Graydon Schweizer.
And he showed his emotions out here, and the crowd, I mean, they're gonna chirp at you, especially if you're doing that. But going back to that Gormley save, just incredible. Didn't get a whole lot on it, but just enough to steer it clear of the goal.
Absolutely beautifully played. Nonetheless, able to keep that 2-goal cushion very alive with 2 minutes and 26 seconds left in this game. Lawrence on the face-off for the Gamecocks, but the Tigers win that one. Putting that off the glass and by Takiko, but Henderson was there. The Tigers have it in the neutral zone. Takiko missed that puck, but Henderson there again to save the last line of defense. Couple Tigers on the ground, off the skate of Lawrence. Tigers still on the offensive. Takiko there, looking to put his stick on the puck. Able to do so. Takiko with room. Wilkins with him. 2-on-2. Takiko keeps it himself. Off of Kearney. Good save by Kearney. As Lazine is there for the Gamecocks and hits the puck with his skate, keeping it in the offensive zone. However, now it's in the Gamecocks defensive zone, and Henderson's the last line of defense. And a great pull coverage save there by Gormley. Lazine now closest to it. Now Lawrence to the top of the key and on sides. A nice one-timer, and that was open, and he knows it, but he missed it nonetheless. Takiko there defensively, using his whole body to keep the Tigers away from the puck. Henderson there, great defensive play tonight from him, as him and Takiko are fighting for that puck with 3 Tigers. The Tigers come away with it. Off the skate of Wilkins and into the neutral zone. Tried to save by the Tiger, but not able to do so. Lawrence, empty net for the Tigers, noted. So Lawrence tried to put it up, but the Tigers were able to knock that one away. Extra man for the Tigers with 1 minute and 5 seconds left. And Takiko's there defensively along with Smojai. Smojai uses his body to cover it. Up into the neutral zone. And the Tigers put it back for themselves, offensive yet again. A good poke by Pineda, but the Tigers get it again. A shot there, and that will be a goal for the Tigers. A goal for the Tigers with 48.7 seconds left to make it a 5-4 lead in favor of the Gamecocks. So they get one back, but it might be too little too late.
It was hard to tell, but I want to say that was 91 Connor Bridges there. Took a tough deflection for Gormley, as it, he did make the original save, but it kind of just dropped in front of him. Bridges was there, and the extra man pays off for Clemson as they go up. Not go up, but they add another goal, reduce it to a 1-goal difference now.
But here we are. We said it again. That's the 3rd time that they've had an extra man and they've scored. They've only done it once when it's a 5-on-5 action.
Equal strength has definitely not been their friend tonight.
A high-scoring game here, of course. 5-4, a goal apiece coming in this 3rd period. Like I said, did expect a few, but nothing as chaotic as that 2nd period.
Definitely, and with 48.7 seconds left in the 3rd, the Tigers still need another goal. So we'll see if they end up pulling their goalie out again as they just did.
I expect a very defensive effort here from the Gamecocks. Kind of drain time off the clock and end this one in the Palmetto Cup, taking it home consecutively since 2016. Defensive effort caught by List. List clears that high and away. Good play by List, just under 30 seconds. An open net, but stopped by Clemson. A potential game ender because of the empty net, but nonetheless not able to do so. Puskar there, as that's off to Gormley. Gormley keeps it in play. Flaherty sends that one. Off the stick of Bolger. Not going in, but under 10 seconds to play. And this is Clemson's last-ditch effort. That'll actually be a stoppage of time here.
6.9 here left in the 3rd.
Refs will talk this one over. But like Spencer said, only 6.9 seconds, and the Clemson Tigers need a goal here in order to equalize. Gamecocks have kept their lead from 4-3 ever since the 2nd period, able to add on in 5-3 before that last-ditch effort goal off the rebound from Gormley to make it a 5-4 game, still in favor of the Gamecocks.
The game's still not over, only 6.9 seconds here, but seems to be a lot of confusion about where this faceoff is going to occur.
Bit of an interesting clock stoppage there by the refs. Not exactly sure what was going on the full time. A bit of a late call as well. Kind of confusing both players from both teams, but the faceoff will come in the neutral zone. 5-4 Gamecocks, 6.9 seconds left, and Bolger is on the faceoff to put this one away.
And the puck was in the Clemson defensive zone. I think that's why a lot of fans, some of the Gamecock players are probably upset because it seemed like they would have been able to kill a couple more seconds if the play was allowed to continue there.
Absolutely a bit of a lucky play or a lucky call in favor of the Tigers, but nonetheless, need to do a miracle in 6.9 seconds to equalize. Puck drop still not happening for this last 7 seconds or so. Refs talking a couple things over with Puskar. A highly talented freshman from Summit, New Jersey, showing why him and Bulger will work well together for a couple more years after this season. A strong front line from them, along with the captain and veteran Owen Thomas.
Definitely, and there's just, it seems like each ref is talking to someone different. Again, the Jeopardy music comes back on, which you can't blame the music person because, it's a long stoppage of play here with just 6.9 left to play.
Absolutely. It's almost interesting to see them take this long when there's only 7 seconds left in this whole game. If it was the period, it might be a little more understandable, but ending this game in 7 seconds from puck drop, this is a bit of a long play, and also communication between the head coach of the Gamecocks and the referees too. Maybe still talking about where that face-off should have been and how they were in the defensive zone.
Lots of boos coming out.
Whistle to finally bring it back into play potentially.
And now this changes it drastically. The face-off's going to occur in the Gamecock defensive zone.
Interesting change here. I assume that's what they must have been talking about. As the fans are chirping these Clemson players to try and distract them for the last 7 seconds. Bulger still on the face-off to the right of Gormley, looking to end this one, and this face-off has suddenly become a lot more important, Spencer.
Definitely. I mean, they're close to goal. They'll at least get a solid attempt, likely.
Flaherty putting that against the glass, and a bit of a scrum there for the puck, and the Gamecocks do a great job of holding off for 7 seconds as you see Gormley waving to the Clemson players goodbye, and a great even third period by Liam Gormley as the Gamecocks take home the Palmetto Cup with a little bit of chippiness afterwards from Locken and the Clemson players. A little upset about the loss as there's now a big scrub here in the middle of everything. Rob Lawrence at the center of it all. The refs trying to break it up. And this is just unnecessary, Spencer. The game's over. There's no reason to be doing this as the Clemson players are still grabbing on to Rob Lawrence.
I saw Locken go in, but I didn't see Lawrence. He just looked to get sucked right into like at least 5 or 6 Clemson players there. We'll see if the refs finally break this up.
You know what I think this is, Spencer? I think this is the Clemson Tigers mad that they still haven't beat us since 2016.
That's what it seems like. Gormley and the rest of the crew raising their hands up, waving goodbye to the Tigers. And, Sandstorm's playing. The Cocks are on top.
Cocks stay winning as Zach Liss is showing them where the door is, waving them goodbye as well as the Gamecock chants erupt and the refs are bringing them out on the ice. And this is just poor from both sides, honestly. It's after the game, well after the game, multiple minutes after. There's no need to talk like this, even if it is a bit of a rivalry.
Yeah, and they're still, okay. I thought he went up to hug Brady Smojais, and it looked like he was about to, it looked more like a shove. Thought we were about to start it up again here, but no, you're definitely right. There's no need for all this. The game's done.
McGowan, one of the leaders, talking smack as his coach drags him out himself. The Gamecock coaches using an effort to bring them away as the fans wave the Clemson players goodbye. And it's nice to see the Gamecock coach putting that effort to get them off the ice after this mishap.
Definitely, and also, the game's over. If you're the Gamecocks, you just let your play do the talking for you. Exactly. You don't need to go out there, do any pushing or shoving, but I definitely agree. Classy move from the coach, separating everything.
I mean, the Clemson coach is still talking to these referees, but nonetheless, Gamecocks come away with the 5-4 win here after a very ecstatic second period and a couple more in the third. I am Tommy Cooper here with Spencer Ball, and we have brought you quite the Palmetto Cup, and we will see you next weekend as the Gamecocks take on Tennessee.